India has crossed a major aviation milestone. On June 27, an IndiGo Airbus A320 landed at Udaipur using Gagan, India's own satellite-based aircraft navigation system. What makes this landing important is that aircraft was not guided by the usual ground-based radio equipment used at many airports. Instead, it used corrected satellite signals to approach the runway. Small turboprop aircraft had used this system earlier, but this was the first time a passenger jet in India completed such a landing. So, what exactly is Gagan? Gagan stands for GPS-aided Geo-Augmented Navigation. It has been developed jointly by ISRO and the Airport Authority of India. It is not a replacement for GPS. Instead, it improves GPS, it checks the errors in GPS signals, corrects them and sends more reliable information to the aircraft. This is crucial because normal GPS accuracy is not enough to safely guide a large aircraft through clouds or poor visibility during landing. There is often confusion between Gagan and Navic. Navic is India's own navigation satellite system designed to provide positioning services over India and nearby regions. Gagan, on the other hand, is an augmentation system. It uses GPS signals, checks them through ground stations, adds corrections and sends the improved signals to aircraft through satellites. In simple terms, Navic tells you where you are. Gagan helps aircraft trust satellite signals during critical phases like landing. The real impact of Gagan will be felt at smaller airports. Many airports do not have expensive instruments like landing systems which use ground-based radio beams to guide aircraft down to the runway. With Gagan, aircraft can get ILS-style vertical and horizontal guidance without installing that equipment at every airport. This can mean safer landings in poor weather, fewer diversions, better regional connectivity and lower infrastructure costs. For India, it is not just an aviation upgrade, it is a strategic step towards self-reliance in critical navigation technology. Now, on this issue, on our decode section, I am joined by Air Commodore B.S. Sivach and Group Captain V.N. Jha, Senior Scientist, former Joint Director DRDO. I welcome both of you. But straight away, let me go to Mr. Jha. Mr. Jha, another step towards Atmanirbharta?
No doubt at all. It's a major step towards Atmanirbharta. Not that we have tested it for the first time. It was earlier tested also. But then using it for the commercial purposes, for the larger aircraft, guiding them to the smaller airport where our ILS or the other systems are not available. This is a step which will bolster subsequently the, as you said, Atmanirbharta, that is the self-confidence it will bolster. But because, presently we have had a approach and landing at Udaipur. Subsequently, there will be many other small airports where such navigation systems are not there. Think of Project Udan, which has got so many, about 100 plus odd airports, where the entire plethora of the instrument landing system or the other instruments which guide an aircraft for its approach and control are not there. So it's a very major step for towards that. But remember, this needs a timely augmentation of our own satellite into the orbit wherever they are. Most of our satellite which take cue for this GPS aided instrument to guide to such places are in the either geostationary satellite or geosynchronous satellite. I believe 3 are in the geostationary and 4 are in the geosynchronous, which is at about 27 degree north of the 0 degree equator. So this has to be there. Now, in the last few years, we have not been able to supplement our satellites. So the moment this continues, this sort of trend, negative trend continues, it will be vulnerable to failure. So this is one system that we must be proud of, but then it is GPS guided, GPS still there. The other system that you said, Navic, is of course entirely altogether a different thing towards the self-reliance. It is India's GPS. It is very accurate to an extent of about 2 meters plus minus, and it extends vast beyond the India's international border,
Okay.
about 1200 to 1500 kilometers beyond. So that is something where all defense war machines can be seen through, can be guided, or other, not only defense, even other, the transport fleet, whether in the sea or on the ground, that can be guided through. But then these are the two milestones of the achievements that ISRO has enabled it. First one, that is the GPS, Gagan, ISRO along with the
Okay.
AAI.
No, no,
And
let me come to it. Okay. Okay. First point is indigenization. But the second point is, let me go across to A Commodore B.S. Srivathsa. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a pleasure to have you here on my show, On Point. My question to you is, sir, GPS was something which was developed by Americans in 70s and 80s. Now, it was a military technology, civilian applications took place. Russians and the Chinese are working on their own parameters. Do you think that it's time India should also create its own parameter of, triangulation, if I may use this word, sir?
We are already using this triangulation, what you're talking about. Now, Gagan, as well explained by my co-panelist, it's aided by the GPS. If there's no GPS signal, then it is redundant. There's no use of it. So, but major achievement is that the GPS signals which we normally receive, they are not of very high accuracy because Americans don't share that high accuracy. So we have developed a system which augments these signals received from GPS and improve their accuracy. So this accuracy is required for carrying out the approaches, basically area navigation approaches, required navigation performance approaches. So that is what is useful for. And without augmentation, the GPS approaches cannot be successful, okay, because they cannot be accurate. GPS still is not, accepted by the International Civil Aviation Organization as a reliable navigation aid. That is another important point, is that the ICAO has not approved it. So that is about the GPS, but GPS is, Gagan has been in India for quite some time, and our railway network uses it. The other agencies
Commodore
also
Srivathsa,
use
can it prevent GPS spoofing, which our Indian airports have been witnessing a lot? A lot of GPS spoofing has been taking place at various airports. Will it help, this new technology, combination of it, to counter that, sir?
No, GPS signal, it cannot do anything to avoid spoofing of the GPS signal. Its purpose is only to augment the accuracy of the GPS signals to a much, better standards, lower levels. Say it can go up to almost 0.1 meter.
Okay.
So that the kind of accuracy can be achieved. But we are still dependent. And for that purpose, we have got this Navic, navigation with the Indian constellation of satellites. So Navic is called is regional GPS. It covers the entire India and 1500 kilometers around it. So this is a major regional navigation system. Unfortunately, in the past couple of months, one after the other satellites of these Navic are becoming unserviceable. Because of that, Navic is almost becoming you can say, useless. It can't be used at present. But definitely the ISRO is in the process of launching more satellites. Minimum satellite will require about 10 to 12 for this Navic. But unfortunately now we don't even have more than 3, 4, I think.